Alrighty, good evening ladies and gentlemen, this is Hairymuppet and I got a flashing light on my mouse. I hope that doesn't mean it's running low on battery. It might be. It's been doing that for a while, but I do have, it just takes AA's, so if it runs out, I just took the battery cover off and then I put it back on and it's not doing much. Let's turn it off and on again. Okay, hold on a sec. Oh, there it goes. There's my mouse. It's flashing all the lights on anyway. I may have to pause the video and replace the batteries, or I just won't pause the video and just replace the batteries anyway, because I'm just that kind of guy who does not give a shit about the quality of my videos. But whatever. Today, thank you, we started washing stuff. So we need... How was it again? We got to do this sort of stuff. So nodule becomes slag slurry. So this is, we don't need to worry about this. Chrome ore and manganese ore. Don't need to worry about that. So yeah, we're going to get some seafloor pumps. We're going to get some mud processing. And then we're going to look for that amazing alternative method of getting slag, and I think we need this recipe to do it. So let's get this guy and let's start working on that. So we either need to do slag, alternative methods of slag processing, or we need to do something else. And I don't know if this is going to be faster than this, to be honest, but I think it might be. I think it might be a easier approach, maybe. Definitely less power intensive, I'm hoping. Because I don't know if these guys use much power. These guys only use 100 kilowatts, whereas these guys use 300 kilowatts. So it definitely seems like we might have to do some math, but it definitely seems good. Okay. Seafloor. Okay. Alright, so let's give this a bit of a test. So that's going to be there. And then this is going to be like that. Alright, so what's your deal here? You are producing mud, if I remember correctly. Now, where was that recipe? Oh, it does actually do that. Okay, so it is viscous mud water that comes out of there. So there we go. Okay. So it produces mud and it produces... Is this actually a thing? Not sure if this is a thing. Let's see. Oh, mud is a solid. Okay, that's nice to know. I don't want to be carrying that shit around. Let's put that back in there. So that produces heavy mud water. Really? Okay, maybe we don't have to do as much washing as I thought, because this is from nodules, and nodules are from heavy mud water. Okay, so this may be a really, really simple process. This might just be a stupidly simple process once I figure out where these things are again. Washing plant, okay. Bit low on the old stone brick. By the way, I've been hitting up my accumulators a little bit. They're up to 186, and so far I have not had any brownouts for like the last hour or so that I've been playing, or leaving it run, I suppose you could say. So you look at that, no brownouts, the accumulators go up and then they drop down and it's all beautiful. A base uses up about 7 megawatts approximately. It's only using 5 at the moment, but it can spike up to 7. And at that point, yeah, and we're producing a total of 12. So, yeah, I feel like that's pretty good. Let's keep this stone train rolling. Where was that thing? Okay, so let's put most of the stone in there. Get that smelting. Excuse me. So let's start doing some maths here. So this guy should be able to keep going forever. So this is 200 every 5... So it produces 100 every 5 seconds. Now this. Okay, so I need 2.5 of these machines for every one of these. So we probably end up with having a 2-to-5 ratio of sorts, which is not a bad idea. And I'm assuming we can more than hook up the amount of water that we need. All right, nodule processing. Still on a 5-second deal. So that gives us 1 nodule every 5 seconds. And let's have a look at the ratio that we found for that guy. Where was it? So let's pretend we have a 2-5 situation here. So that's 700 megawatts. That'll give us 1 per second, or 1.5 per second, I guess. So 1.5 per second. Do I need to get Eclipse open? I'm starting to think maybe I do. So it gives us 1.5 per second. So that's 3 and that's 3. So 1.5 divided by 2 for 500 megawatts. So that's about 0.8 times 50, which is 40 slag slurry per second approximately. Because we got, 1.5 nodule per second, and factor in the thing and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I've completely forgotten how I did that. 1.5 divided by 2. So we produce 1.5 nodules per second, and divide that by 2 because we need 2. 1.5 divided by 2, is that really 0.8? No, 0.75. So that gives us 50 times 0.75, which is actually 37.5 slag per second. Okay, job done. Now, we have a look at this existing setup. This gives us 1. So currently, and these are 1.5 as well, which we already factored in, so that's fine. So this currently gives us 8 per second. 4 per second, sorry, 4 per second. But we need 5, so 4 per second over 5 is 0.8. So it's an actual 0.8 this time, which means we get 40 slag per second, but at a cost of 2,400. So we're increasing our slag per second from 37.5 to 40 per second, but we're multiplying the power by almost a factor of 5. So hell yes. Now we do need 5 machines here and we do need 8 machines here, but this is just so much more energy efficient. This is just amazing how much more energy efficient it is. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now, the thing is, how much did we say? So, if we get 5 of these machines, and then we get, so that's, actually, if we get 5 of these machines, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's going to be equivalent to all 8 of these machines. In terms of production, it's going to be a tiny bit less, but, that's awesome. I kind of want to revert this, like completely reverse this. You know what? We don't need to pull this slag back anymore because we don't, well, we will sort of be using it, but let's try and make this a line. Let's try and make this a solid line here. So let's redesign this. I want to have 2 rows of this stuff, and I want to make it easily expandable. Extremely easily expandable. So let's start off, and then you go like that, and then we got the water. So we're going to need a 2 gap there. And a 2 gap there. And a 2 gap there. You are going to be needing to be redirected. That should be good enough. We're going to leave this... Since we're still producing slag, we are going to still have this feeding back here. We could also convert the slag into crushed stone and then do something like this, but I only got one more. So that's a 2. Need another one of these things. Washing, please. Geez, that's a lot of pipe that this guy needs. That's alright. So, let's see here. So we got a whole bunch of this, and we're going to need a decent amount of undergrounds. Now let's see if this theory is going to work out. So you are going to be this guy, produces a bit of mud, and then these guys are going to be nodules. Yep. So we're going to have that starting here and going up there. And then we can have some sort of thing at the end which does the liquefying bit. So you don't have an output, do you? You just go in and you go in like that, so that's fine. Not worrying too much about UPS here, but we will make these guys undergrounds just for the sake of it. Hopefully that should be enough water. All of that stuff. Okay. So now we do straight shot here and underground here. So we kind of want an underground there, almost, which is going to be hard to pull off. So what we might have to do is do an underground there. Alright, give you some more of these undergrounds. So we do. Okay, and that takes care of that. And we do another underground over to there. Oh, what are we talking about? You don't need to be doing that, do you? We may have got some bits that we don't actually need. Oh, this still has to curve around to go underground, so that's fine. Still has to curve around and go underground. This one is kind of superfluous, so that's fine. Alright, still using these little power poles, but then again I haven't got automated steel, so I suppose it's not a bad idea to still be using them. Okay. Alrighty, so now you are producing 100 every 5 seconds. Oh, that's right. We need... It's a 5:2 ratio, isn't it? It's not a 5:1. So we need another one of these. Now, if we're going to have a column set up, do I need a way to do that better? Having 2 of these pumps going in. Let's see. Maybe. let's see if we can do that. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to take this entire setup, because I like this entire setup. It's awesome. And we need to save that. And then we need to destroy it and move it along to give us room for one more machine. And will give us a bit more room. Okay. So that one can go there. That one can go there. You are heavy mud water. You are heavy mud water. Okay. So you go like that. Pump into that system. So there's the output going all right. Need a few more of these undergrounds. And there's the water hooked up beautifully. And now we just need another seafloor pump hooked in somehow here. Where's our seafloor pumps? So that one can go like that. And that one can go like that. All right, I think we are pretty close to being done here. I think we are pretty sweet. Now, I'm assuming that these guys can fully support this. It seems like they're able to. So this will produce 100 every 5 seconds and 100 every 5 seconds here. Now the last thing we need is to push this stuff out. I kind of put them a little bit off center at this point. That's right. We'll figure something out. Yes, a red one. Huh? No? Okay. I thought that would work. Why did I think that would work? Because I'm crazy. I am so crazy. I'm so crazy. What the freaking hell am I doing here? It's the off by one thing that's doing my head in. I just can't equate it. Anyway, that's doing lots of good stuff. Nodules are going great. Okay, so you need to be doing that. And get a bunch more of these as well. So we can at least get these guys going. Is that? Well, that's mud. I don't want the mud being put on here. Get the mud. We just want the good stuff being put on there. Okay, so that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. And there we go. Tons of nodules. So you don't even need this. Whoop, that guy's in the wrong place at the wrong time. So is this guy. They definitely do produce a lot of stuff, don't they? Actually, you know what? Let's just do this. Maybe that's the simplest way to do it. So we put a chest here. Excellent. All right. So there we go. That system. Oh my god, that's a lot of nodules. That is a lot of nodules. Okay, so what we do here is, let's do some maths on here again. So this produces 1 every 5 seconds, 1 every second, so 1.5 every second, that's right. So 1.5 every second. So if it produces 1.5 every second, and this guy uses 2 every 3 seconds on a 1.5. So let's take the crafting speed out of it and just say that we produce 1 per second. It is, right? Yes. 1 per second. This guy uses up 2 every 3 seconds. So we need 2 of these guys running. Okay, done. 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 2 every... So we... Realistically, we need both of these guys. Both of these guys to run. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do here. So we're going to... first thing... do that. Now we may want to continue to use this slag to create landfill, but we're definitely going to shut off the bit that's actually feeding into these. So we're going to definitely feed that bit off. And we'll just let that slag go and sort itself out. You are now going to be nodules. Go on. Get a move on there. These are producing 1.5 every second. So that means if we're actually using them all, that's, yeah, 1/2 of a belt should be definitely able to take care of all that. All right. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully that line will drain eventually and then start completely running out. So, here we go. These guys are going to... you know what? I'm going to leave these guys as they are, and if we need to build a ton of landfill, then I can turn them on and start them running and all that sort of stuff. But I'm not going to have them on all the time, I don't think. I'm not going to keep them running all the time. I'm just going to let them back up. I could shut them down, but I think I'm just going to let them back up for now. And that's not going to work, is it? Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. So we need to cut it off here, just so this horrible mess I'm making here doesn't end up fully unloading itself. Anyway, there we go. These guys are running full speed. Full speed, man. Absolutely full speed. Wow. What is this? So this needs 50 every 4 seconds. This produces 50 every 3. So this is actually backed up. We could really start pushing our smelting operations with this sort of setup continuously going through. Although we're starting to get into a bit more of the spaghetti here, I may move these guys. I may like move them back further over here or something like that. But I feel really good about this. I mean, our power usage is going to be a lot better now, because look at this. 720 kilowatts and they're running full speed. 3 megawatts, and it's basically the same amount of machines. A little bit more, but still, that difference, and we're producing, and we're keeping these guys running, we're actually backed up. I thought they would be unloading a lot faster, but no, they're, wow. This is incredible. This is literally incredible, the speed at which this stuff is running, and the energy cost. I am so glad that we got this washing stuff done, and so glad that we can just dump that big old pipe in the ocean. It does take a lot of space though, so we need big water, but we're playing a freaking sea base, so yeah. Doesn't seem to be using up any power either. No, can't see it using any power. Doesn't seem to be in there. Ugh. When we shut these things down, it's going to be so beautiful. There should be any time soon, actually, that these guys should shut down, which will be awesome. So anyway, this episode, I'm not sure what else we're going to do this episode, because I was kind of, at some point we need to start doing bus-related stuff, getting proper things created, and I kind of want to do some things about that, and I'm not sure if I want to use this setup and start stealing some things over there, or if I want to replicate another green algae setup somewhere else. I'm feeling like I kind of don't need to. Like, I should be able to just use this green algae because it's so terribly backed up at this point. We should easily be able to siphon some stuff. So what I'm thinking is, this belt, which is taking over this stuff, we'll replace that and we'll use that for green algae, and we'll just shove that on the top over here or something like that. Get that over here, start doing some processing, put it on the bus if you will. This brown stuff, this is dead easy to make. We can make this pretty much anywhere we've got water, so we don't need to be shipping that over. So I'm actually going to do that now. Whoa. I'll just start picking all of this crap up, and yeah, we'll repurpose this belt to do exactly what we want. And we'll start getting to the really niggly bits, and I guess this will be a lot of the same stuff that we did in Bob's mods, but because our resource input is not as great, we are definitely going to be scaling back a lot of this stuff. It'll be like a few machines per component, just enough to get things going, and I am going to be leaving the base. Oh, shit. I just destroyed that entire pipe, didn't I? I didn't mean to destroy the whole thing. What the hell was I thinking? Anyway. This goes like this, doesn't it? Okay. Oh man, I actually got a mechanical keyboard today as well, which I was quite excited about. I thought, oh, you know, it's a mechanical keyboard, it's easier to press the keys, it's easier to do things, blah, blah, blah. So you'll be able to do a lot more videos. Unfortunately, the downside of the particular mechanical keyboard I got is that it's noisy. It's very click, 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 click sort of stuff. So, yeah, not too good. Not too good, but there we go. So there's some green algae, and that is the important thing. Blue algae, sorry, not blue algae, brown algae. As I said, we can do that anywhere. We can get another identical setup over here, I guess. Whoa, you got a lot more. Look at this. We got like 2,000 of these basic electronic boards as well. That is freaking sweet. Get in there, slag. Mud. We're going to have to figure out, maybe that's what we'll spend the rest of the video figuring out, is what we do with the mud. I have a feeling there was a recipe to do something with mud. See, you use mud and you use water to get viscous mud water. I think viscous mud water is the stuff that came out of here. So maybe we can do that. Although, I mean, this produces one mud every 5 seconds, and it's kind of like you do that and you convert the mud back into viscous mud water, and you end up with like 20% going back into the system or something like that. So if you've got 5 of these rows, then you can possibly power another half a row with the reprocessed mud, approximately. But if you just repurpose it into the same system, you're not going to power like another one of these to keep going off the mud that's coming out of the first two. All you're going to do is back these guys up even more, which is maybe not a bad idea, because at least then we won't have to worry about this chest. Of course, we could just build a void chest. And maybe I will do that at some point. I could repurpose it. It'd probably be more efficient to repurpose it. But at this point, with this setup I've got going, that's doing all this great work, repurposing it would back up these seafloor pumps, And it would not do much else. I wonder if I can actually survive on just one of these guys. 300 per second. This guy uses... Oh yeah, I could definitely survive on one of these. Can I pipe like that? I can pipe like that. Excellent. Okay, that makes things much simpler. I only need one pump. Yeah, so repurposing that. Don't know if that's going to happen. Or just leave it as it is. Do I want to build a void chest or do I not? I'm going to leave it as it is, and yeah, we can always throw it away later when the system backs up. It's not an if, it's a when, but we'll just deal with that when it happens. So yes, definitely an amazing video this episode. Definitely amazing. To find this out, to find an alternative for slag processing to get ore, which just works so well. Just does everything we needed. Now, if we need other stuff like this, like limestone and sand and clay, which I think we will need at some point, to be honest, but so we need to filter it down to thin and all that sort of crap, and yeah, to get sand. We need sand for all these other things and stuff, and yeah, don't need any of that crap right now though. Nodule sludge, don't need that. Just to double check something. 12, okay, so we don't need any extra sulfuric acid. So I guess, yeah, we're not going to expand these resources, I guess, anytime soon. What we will do is, I guess we'll just start building up the things that we need to build, like, ooh, this little island, like basic electronics. We're going to have to do something about that. I got Bob's ones, don't I? Do I get a sniper rifle? I think I get sniper turrets. That sounds like a great idea. Sniper turrets. Laser. There we go, sniper turrets. Huge range. I don't know if they outrange a worm. I think they range the same as a worm, maybe. So we should be able to do something like that. And it's just worms, it's not bases, so should be easy to take out. I am so tired. I just finished watching a movie after dinner. Usually I go to bed at like 7:30, but I don't know. I've been less tired recently. I think it's just vitamin D finally. Been taking so much vitamin D tablets, I think they're starting to do something anyway. Which is awesome. So, we are probably just going to finish the video off there, I guess. Let's double check these. Got to keep a good eye on the iron and the copper, because we want a lot of copper, and we don't necessarily need a lot of iron anymore, but we want a lot of copper. Do we want to dump some copper in here? You got a buttload. I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. I am just going to let it all go. This will back up at some point. This guy's already backed up, which is fine. But lead, I think I had to dump a whole lot of lead in the battery production. And actually, I want to make sure that keeps going. Used to got a lot of lead. Oh, what's going on here? You're just slow. You are just slow. Maybe we need another liquefier over here. Because this system, I definitely would like to see as many batteries come out of the system as possible. So let's increase that. Well, they finally emptied out this chest anyway. That chest was freaking tons of stuff in there. So this is what happens when you leave the game running offline overnight. You just get full chests full of all sorts of stuff. So that'll double the amount of batteries that we're building, which is cool. We got about 628. Don't need more accumulators. Don't need any more accumulators. Let's just chuck those back in there. These guys are definitely running. Charging up the batteries. Let's see what our power usage is once we've finished. I'm betting it'll be lower, actually. Yeah, Look at that. 4.5, 4 megawatts coming out of that guy. You see, most of these guys are churned down, so we've lost 2.3 megawatts. We've cut that much off our power usage. This is like the best episode ever. I'm just gonna say that it's the best episode ever in the C block that we've been playing. All right, I don't think we can really leave on a higher note than that. So we're gonna leave on that note, and we are going to be looking forward to the point where we've got like dozens of these things all powered by mud. That's right. We're getting all of the resources we need from mud. Alrighty, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys later.